For this first card, I am starting with some various supplies. I have a white card base, 5.5 by 4.25, and I have a card panel that I made with an embossing technique. Then I have two pre-printed chipboard flowers that I think I'm going to layer on top of each other. Put that right in the center, and then I also have a chipboard piece, kind of a frame that I'm going to use, and some grosgrain ribbon that's white, and obviously a pair of scissors. So what I'm planning on doing, I'm showing you the paint, but that's actually not the paint that I used. I used a Claudine Hellmuth acrylic paint to paint that chipboard piece. So I'm just going to take advantage of the holes that are already pre-punched in that little frame piece, and I'm going to knot my grosgrain ribbon through one of the holes, if I can get that darn knot to stay. You just want to make sure that knot's big enough so it won't slide out. In the end, I had to kind of tape it in place on the card base, and just to keep it in place so that the little knots wouldn't pop through. Then I'm actually going to wind it through the back and tie another knot so it's secure. If for some reason you don't have enough ribbon or it doesn't stay secure, you can slice it in the back, the ribbon, and just kind of tape it back there. So once that's all threaded through, I add some adhesive to the back, and I just use a tape runner for that. And now I'm just going to mount each flower to each other. And these types of flowers actually have an adhesive on the back. That large one, the adhesive stuck really well, but that blue one on the top, I had to add a little bit, just kind of a tacky glue to that. Then I just added my sentiment with some black stamping ink, and it's all set to go. The supplies used for this card are another 5.5 by 4.25 card base, in pink this time. Then I have a coordinating very light pattern paper, and then on top I'm using a piece of paper that I have jelly printed with from my jelly print class. A chipboard piece and a stamped sentiment. Now I'm thinking that I want to use a paper doily, and I have the idea to place that little sort of frame chipboard piece on top of that, but I don't want it to stick out too far. So I folded it in half, and I'm thinking that I want that to show up like that, but I'm not sure. In keeping with the circles that are on my jelly printed background paper, I found a stamp with a little frame there that has little polka dots. So I'm kind of keeping with the dotted theme. Just doing a little fussy cutting around the edges. Now where you might wonder, do the flowers come into play? Well, I have lots of itty bitty chipboard pieces that I painted with my Joanne craft paint, and they are little petals of a flower. They came from, I can't remember which type of company made it, but there was lots of little tiny pieces, and I never thought I would actually use this, but it's come in handy. I usually spend lots of time thinking and moving things around before I'm actually happy with something that I create, so this time it's no different. So I'm thinking if this is what I want to do. So I've decided to keep with my circle theme. I've got a large, it's a wide dotted ribbon And I've glued the two panels together and the chipboard piece, and I'm just going to wrap the ribbon around the panel and then glue the entire thing to the card base. To glue the little chipboard pieces, I like to use Glossy Accents. It's a dimensional adhesive and it works really well for chipboard pieces, for metal, for any heavy embellishments that you might have. Thanks for joining me. See you next time at Everyday Moodlings.